What's going on, everyone? Thanks for joining me back on the channel, and I just want to say thank you for the support on the last video of me doing the vinyl trim wrapping on the G37. I really appreciate it, and it means a lot that everybody's supporting and watching the video, and thank you again. So I was a bit busy this weekend, and this video that I'm making today is going to be a little shorter because I'm looking for, as I have in the past, for your opinion, your input, and some advice on a problem that I'm having with my G37 that started a couple months back as an intermittent problem. I'm just wondering, I want to see if any of you are having this problem and, if you found a solution or, what the issue might be. So if you don't know, I have a 2013 G37 6-speed. It's tuned with Ecutek software. It was tuned a little bit over a year ago. I believe I have to look back when I posted the video and all that. But I think it was about a year ago that it was tuned. Car has run great since then. Good power, no issues. But of course that was up until about a couple months ago. So I would say 99% of the time, car runs fine, starts, drives, no issues. But a couple months ago, I went out to go to work, started the car, drove down the street, I would say about 1.5 miles, 2 miles. Everything was fine. And then I was at a traffic light. When the light turned green, the car, I would say, had about 50% of its power. And that was through the whole RPM range, every gear. The car just didn't want to go. It was almost, not necessarily that it was in limp mode, but it almost seemed like the valet map that comes with the Ecutek software, where it doesn't give you the, the full, all the power of the car for, safety reasons if you're going to be valeting your car or whatever. So I drove for a while. I came to a, stop a couple times again, and still the problem continued. So I pulled off into a gas station. I turned the car off for a couple minutes, let it sit, kind of, I thought maybe that would reset it. Started the car up, and it was doing the same thing. So for a 40-minute drive to work on the highway, the car basically couldn't get out of its own way. So I got to work, worked all day, came back out, started the car up at the end of the day, and everything was fine. And I should add that through this whole issue, through this whole drive to work, there was no check engine light, or actually there was one at the time, but that was for a broken O2 sensor, so nothing, nothing new. I did scan it with the Bluetooth device that I have through Ecutek, and the only code that came up was that broken O2 sensor, nothing else. So I was kind of, puzzled a little bit, but I thought, it fixed itself and it wasn't causing an issue anymore, so I just went along with my life, and the car had been fine. So let's fast forward to this past Friday. Very similar situation, get in a car to go to work, drive about 1.5 miles down the road, 2 miles. Again, car was fine. And this was actually mid-acceleration, so I hadn't come to a stop and then noticed it when I started again. But mid-acceleration, car had full power, and then all of a sudden it died and went back into the limp mode or valet, whatever you want to call it, and it didn't have the full power, and it did the same exact thing as it did before. So now I don't have a check engine light, nothing came on. I scanned it again when I came home, and there was no codes or anything like that, so very confusing. I got to work, shut the car off, and at the end of the day, it was fine. So I'm a little confused, and that's where I'm looking for your input, your assistance in this matter. I haven't contacted my tuner yet. It's something I will probably do this week. Even though it's not a constant problem, it is something that now, as of Friday, has happened again, and it's a little concerning. I don't know if this is something where it's, switching to the valet mode by itself, and why it's doing that, I'm not sure. So I'm looking to see if any of you have had this problem, those of you that are tuned with the Ecutek software, if this is a problem that you've had and what you've done to remedy it. Again, it may just be as simple as flashing the car back to stock and then putting that tune back on it. Haven't crossed that bridge yet, and I don't think I want to do that until I do reach out to the tuner and see what he has to say. So unfortunately, that's the status with the car now. Like I said, 99% of the time, it drives fine, has full power, the car feels very alive, and it runs great. My Z, on the other hand, I've had that up rev tuned. It's been tuned multiple times, and the most recent was, I don't know, maybe 2 years ago or so, and the car has driven fine, no issues, never once went into limp mode or any other mode for that reason to decrease power. So I'm wondering if this is, Ecutek software based, or if this is just a fluke with my ECU or whatever. I'm not really sure. So in any event, please let me know if you've had this problem, and if you have, what you've done to correct it. If there's any tuners that do watch my video, your input would be even more so appreciated from a technical aspect. So yeah, just let me know, drop a comment down below if you've experienced this, and any advice that you could give me, I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for watching, and again, any input is appreciated, any opinions, so just let me know, like I said, if you had this experience and what you've done to remedy the problem. Thanks again for watching. Please give a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their day, and I'll see you next time.